So this short video is a description of what you have to do for this assignment. Really, you can just look at it as homework, like a worksheet. It'll maybe take, if you really dial this up and get it just right, it might take you an hour. So I'm actually going to do some of this work right now in front of you and tell you what you do. So essentially, let me tell you about why I'm doing this. I need you guys to practice actually doing this mathematical documentation and actually adding images in as well. And doing all of this like with headings and subheadings and all of your subscripts and all of your superscripts, and also understanding that you need to rearrange formulas before adding. So you have to rearrange a formula for the unknown first. Okay, good. So, and then you're verifying the equal signs are all vertical, include units with all numbers, putting spaces in. It's really important as well. After every number, there's going to be a space. And also using your calculator. This is about using your calculator, and this video here is about using the memory of your calculator. So that's a really good one, because you need to use the memory of your calculator. Yeah, and then you're also going to make sure that that formulas don't span 2 pages. And I'll show you something here, because there's actually one formula in here that is spanning 2 pages, and I'll show you what to do about that. Okay, good. So, and then also just, all of the decimal, all of the final values in your calculations have to be 2 decimal places. There you go. So, and then you're going to have to insert some of these images. So what I'm going to do at first is I'm just going to jump into how I'm going to manage the fact that when I've done this calculation here, I'm going to zoom in. And my problem here is that this calculation spans 2 pages. That's not professional. Your reader wants to be able to see the whole thing all at once. So what you have to do is you have to figure out how to get this all on 1 page. So the way I do that is this. I go up here, and I know that if I shrink some of these spaces in between these things, I'm going to be able to actually add, I'm going to be able to bring this thing up. So right now, this is font 11. And this is also font in between here. Wait a second. In between here is font 9. And then in between here is font 9. In between here is font 9. All I need is just a few more spaces. So I'm going to go up in here, and I'm going to buzz this down to 9. See if it popped up. It didn't. Okay, so I'm going to go up here and then see if I can find some more space up here. Now, the formatting for this stuff is a little bit different, so I can't find that. Now, you don't have to write all of this stuff. I'll show you how you have to start this. I'm going to buzz this down a little bit more. I'm going to take these spaces, and I'm going to make them font 8 and see what happens. See if I can pull that up. Now, if that doesn't work, what I can do is I can change the margins around a little bit. But if I do that, I'm going to definitely pull it up. Okay, I've definitely, whoa, it didn't come up. It didn't come up. Well, maybe there's, actually, let me hit backspace and enter. Whoa, so I've really got to shrink this up a bit. I'm going to make that 7. I'm going to make all of these font 7 to see if I can get that up. I'm really working on this, but it's not coming. So my other option here is I can actually take some of this font here and change the font, or I can make it to 10.5. If I make it to 10.5, that'll definitely bring it up. There you go, see? So all I did was I just modified this a bit. It's important that you actually make these changes to your document here so that you can get that last line up, because you don't want one formula spanning 2 pages. Okay, good. So there's that. Now, as far as doing the subscripts and superscripts, you can watch this video and it shows you how to do that. Also, in the PowerPoint Professional Mathematical Documentation, it shows you how to do that. In this video, I talk about why I'm calculating this value here, but I'm only putting this value into my calculation. Why is that? Is that okay? Didn't I want 2 decimal places? Well, I walk through that in this video here. So there you go. So that's what I want you to do. Essentially, the way you're going to start this is I would suggest to you, you insert a header. Okay, so you insert a header. Just do that. Just do this. And then put your name and your student number up there, and maybe just professional. You can put math documentation as a title. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. My focus is that you guys get all of this done properly. And what you can do, actually, you know what? You can come in here and you can just, just if you wanted, you could copy all of this. I don't really want you to do that, but let's copy this. Okay, good. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go in here. Now, let me just do side by side here. Let me just do side by side, and then we'll be able to see this. Okay, good. So what I want to do is I'm going to type in here And then I'm just going to start this. So I'm going to say PM space, and then I'm just going to start to do my calculations. I'm going to say IM times VM, and then I'm going to go down there again, PM. Now what I'm doing here, you can watch me do that in this formula here, in this video here. So I'm not going to continue doing that, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down to the next one. And that was actually step one, pardon me. Step one, okay. So now I'm just going to go down here, step two, and that's going to be find energy used. And if you want, you can, I don't care if you copy this. I want you to be copying, pasting the titles or whatever, but essentially I need you to be typing this stuff in. I don't want you to be just copying and pasting this because you need practice doing that. Now the thing is, in my case, I think it just looks nice if I tab my formulas over. So all of these are tabbed in. I don't know. I mean, I think that just looks good. It's not absolutely necessary, but it looks good. So it's nice if you put a header up here and then just go ahead and do all the calculations. You don't have to write any of this stuff in. Just do the calculations. Just before I end this video, I want to show you how to insert images. Now, you guys can use these images. I drew these images, that's fine. You can use them. I give you permission to use them. So, and they're also posted with the assignment. So just grab these files, download them, put them on your computer, and then from there, you're going to be able to insert them quite easily into the work. So to do that, there are actually two ways. One is you can actually go to your Windows Explorer and you can actually go find those images. I'm just going to grab, let's go to a BJT or something. Some other guy here. So let's just grab this guy. This is a potentiometer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select all. Now I do all of my images for my PowerPoint presentations and for my teaching demonstrations in Paint because they stick out. But generally, you guys are going to be doing circuit images and lots of other kinds of images in a electronics drawing program and taking screenshots or something to put them in. But for demonstration purposes, I'm using Paint, and you guys can use these images. Now, what I just did was I copied that. I was just in there, I copied everything, and then I went to my Word document and I hit Control V. Now, I'm going to show you how to do this another way as well, using this insert function, but for now I'm going to show you how to put this image in here. I'm going to shrink it down a little bit to maybe about the same size as this. Now, I can stick this in here. Wherever I stick it in, it's going to be like text. What I want to do is I've got a couple options here. I'm going to go to Wrap Text. I'm going to go to what I'm going to call Square. Square is pretty cool because it kind of fits it in like this. It kind of sneaks it into the document. I'm going to put it up here where there's more of a paragraph, so I can sneak it in here, and it kind of looks really nice. This is kind of nice when you're making a really nice report. It's a good function to use. You guys don't have to put captions under here. Really, this is just about focusing you guys on doing the mathematical documentation. So that's one way. Now, the other way that I like to do this for my circuit images, I'm going to say in front of text, and now it doesn't disturb anything. So I can put this anywhere I want. Actually, I can just delete this guy and stick this in here. And now I can put that circuit in there. So the circuits that I have drawn and given you, you guys can put in here, and you do it that way. The other option is to go up to here and go to pictures, and then you go to this device, and then whatever. I'm just going to go again. I'm going to find my circuits. In this case, let's put a series circuit in here. Let's put this circuit in here. So I just did this. Again, it's just locked in place. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say in front of text, and I'm going to shrink it a little bit, and I'm going to maybe stick that down in there. That's nice. Maybe a little bit smaller because I don't want to go too far outside the margins. You know what? Because I've got this other text box here, you know what? I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to make this the same size as this text box. And you know, another way to do this is you can hit Control Shift and use your arrow keys. One arrow key makes it small, one arrow key makes it larger. And as far as positioning goes, if you take your finger off the shift and hold your finger on the control, you can move this very accurately because sometimes the mouse isn't good enough. And if you get rid of the control, when you do this, it moves a little bit. It jumps a little bit more. So let's actually increase this a little bit so it's just the same size. I'm going to make it a little smaller. There you go. So maybe just a little bigger. Oops, a little bigger. One more bigger, no, smaller. There you go, that's it. So that's nice, that kind of fits in there, looks like it's in alignment with things. It's so important to make things look pretty and make them look in alignment. And yeah, it's just really important that you think about your reader and how they're viewing your work. There you go. So that is how you put images in, and that's it. So, and then hand this in, make sure you had it in an MS Word format. And also, this helps you understand how to do the math here. But this video is really good because it actually helps you understand how to put the answer here in the denominator here. And that's it. So just hand this in and you're good to go.